The views expressed on this program are those of the commenters alone. They do not represent the views or opinions of Valley News Live, our parent company, or our advertisers.
Welcome back. Special guest with us tonight. Before we get to him, I want you to again ask yourself, what were you doing at the age of 21? A junior in college with us tonight, Representative Alex Loyson, the youngest state legislator in North Dakota. Alex, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I want to jump right in here. You're a junior at Jamestown College. You're studying pre-med. What in the world inspired you to go, hey, I'm going to go run for office?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. And the honest answer is, I see where our country was headed with, spending, going into farther debt and farther debt. And, it made me real concerned with the future that we're going to have in this country. So I decided early on in the campaign season, that I'm going to try and do something to at least ensure North Dakota doesn't get on the track of the federal government and make sure that we invest for our future, but invest wisely as well.
Well, just so you know, I think we have passed the federal government. Our spending rate is actually faster and higher than the federal government. We'll talk about that in a moment. Now, you're a Republican. What's interesting to me is you said, hey, Chris, I see where our country is going. I'm concerned about it. And yet you look at NDSU, UND, those districts voted very heavily for Heidi Heitkamp. Typically, the liberal talking points, that agenda resonates more with your demographic. Why is that? Yeah,
I don't know exactly why that is. I've put some thought to that because I did notice that. And the only thing that I can think of is maybe not being able to create a whole lot of wealth early on in your college career. You might not be able to look into the future and understand that someone's is going to end up paying for all this debt that we're racking up at the federal level. And quite frankly, my generation needs to take a stand and say, enough is enough. Our kids are going to be paying for this debt, and we need to do something about that.
So let me ask you about this. As you're a student at Jamestown College, I'm sure people knew that obviously you were a conservative and/or Republican. Did you become kind of the black sheep on campus?
Well, no, actually, my professors and the faculty up at Jamestown College have been welcoming of the opportunity, no matter what side of the aisle they're on. Sometimes they express opposite views on an issue, but quite frankly, they've been easy to work with and glad and very helping in being able to allow me to, miss class or make up a test here or there. When I was on the campaign trail. So they've actually been fairly easy to work with.
Now, you're a rookie legislator. I think a lot of us sort of wonder, hey, what's it like behind closed doors, sort of behind the curtain, if you will? What's been the biggest surprise to you? Going into this thing, I'm sure you had a certain perception. Now, as you get behind the curtain, what's the biggest, like, wow, I had no idea that goes on here?
Yeah, kind of the most interesting thing I've found out once I'm here is a couple things. First of all, how open our system in North Dakota really is. As you know, every bill gets heard, at least in the House or the Senate. And then the second thing is we get a lot of emails from maybe people from out of state or even people in state that say, could you have one of your staffers get back to me? Well, quite frankly, I am my own staffer, so we really run a tight ship here in North Dakota, and I think that's possibly some of the reason we've seen prosperity here.
Now, Alex, being new, tell me this. You talked earlier about, hey, all the spending going on at the federal level. I look at what's taking place now in our state legislature. They didn't pass a 2-year moratorium on income tax relief. They didn't pass the stopping the increases on tuition. What's going on here? It seems like there's a lot of money in the coffers, and yet conservatives and Republicans are still spending a ton of money and not giving North Dakotans true tax relief. What's happening?
I tell you what, I've had that question a lot in the past couple days. As you've seen, we've voted down several relief bills, and what I tell these people to remember is we've already seen proposed tax relief for the entire surplus plus more. So there's not thousands, but hundreds of great ideas, and what we do as a legislator is we need to fine-tune that and ensure that we get the most bang for our buck and return as much to the taxpayers as we can. And we're actually in the process still of drafting our plan for what's the main relief, which is property tax. We just had a meeting on that, and we're really getting close to giving something to the public that's palatable and that won't put us into a deficit.
Well, please make it real. That's the one thing. A couple of quick final questions for you, Alex.
Yeah.
One is, are you still going to school or taking
Yeah.
your pre-med classes as you're being a legislator?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I took the semester off, but I worked with Jamestown College, and they're actually giving me internship credits through the internship program on campus. So I am still enrolled in class. I just end up having to write 2 papers about my experience and a couple other small minor things, and I'll end up getting 8 credits for the semester. So that's helpful.
Alex, last question, yes or no answer. Are you running for governor in 2032?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I can answer that yet. We'll see how this session goes.
Alex, thanks so much for your time. Really an inspiration. It's great to see young people getting actively involved with government in the legislative level. I appreciate it. I know we'll have you back on in the future, and keep up the great work. Stay with us. When we come back, Robert and I are going to be talking about, did you see what a hockey goalie did today in Minnesota at the high school level? If I would have done that, I wouldn't be here right now. My dad would have done something else to me. Please join our conversation. Let us know your thoughts. Go to our website, 630POV.com.